Okay, welcome everyone. It is December 27th for our second select board meeting for the month of December. We're meeting at the fire facility on the third floor. It is December 27th at 6 p.m. We're going to get started even though Stuart's not quite here. He's on his way, but we can take care of the first few agenda items without him here. But before we do that, we always introduce ourselves. So let's start with Gary and just work our way down the table.
I'm Gary Corey. Welcome.
Hi, Tom Haley. Thanks for being here.
I'm Jean Connor. I'll be chairing this meeting because Jeannie Jenkins is out of the country.
Good evening. Happy holidays. Sarah Perrin.
Hi, Bruce Lee Clark.
Thank you. The first thing on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Jim is not here, so Bruce has kindly offered to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bruce. Item 2 on the agenda is the vision statement, and I usually read it, but I've asked Tom to read it, and he's kindly accepted my offer.
All right, thank you. Bennington is a welcoming, engaged, inclusive, resilient community where everyone, regardless of identity, shares in our vitality and benefits from an outstanding quality of life.
Thank you. Okay, third thing on the agenda are the minutes from the December 13th meeting, the warrants, and the liquor licenses, which we don't have with us until Stuart gets here, but we'll have to sign that. Nancy also is not here. I think Stu said that, you know, the meeting was going to be so brief that it wasn't really worth her time, and she'll be able to write the minutes based on the footage that Cat TV kindly films for us. So does anyone have any questions or additions, deletions, corrections, clarifications for the minutes? I actually have a lot. And I guess what I'll do is I'll just email them to Nancy directly. And most of them are just spelling things, but there was a couple. So Don's name is misspelled. It's S-H-U-M. W-A-S-H-U-M. Yeah. So we need to get that.
I have a question about what you're talking about. The last time I was here,
We're in the middle of the consent agenda. You have to wait for public comment. Thank you. Let's see. I had on page 5, about the middle of the page, it says one recipient. This grant helped. There seems to be some, at least in my mind, some confusion about UCH, UCS. Does anybody, is UCH a thing? United Children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And then, so that's okay. And this is okay. And then on page 6, the very last bullet, I think it should be expanded dental care is spearheaded by the Greater Bennington Interfaith.
Yes.
Okay. And page 7, the fourth bullet from the top, safe, sober, and community housing. What?
Yes.
What is that?
That would be just what it says. It's community housing that is both safe and sober.
Okay, I thought it was another organization.
No, it's
Okay.
Shires Housing. And well, it's a group, there's a group of people working on safe, sober community housing.
Okay. I guess because sober was capitalized, it made me...
Well, it's a term of art,
Okay.
if that
Okay,
helps.
I'm sorry, I have so many. Under public questions, comments, pool and weight room to a sparring committee. Does anyone know what that was?
What line are you on?
On page 7, public questions, comments, and it's about the 4th line in that paragraph.
234.
Okay, 234.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
234. Does anyone know what that was supposed to be? No?
No, but it looks like a quotation.
Okay.
That's a quotation from the report from 10 years ago.
Okay. And then I believe on 235, it should be features ranging from free outdoor activities.
Probably.
Okay. And then the other one,
I would just go to the report from
Yeah.
the 10-year-old report, or almost 10 years.
yeah, it was attributed to Nancy White and Jeannie Jenkins.
No, actually, yes, but Jeannie was reading from the report
Right.
from 10 years ago.
Okay. And then my name is misspelled wrong. Misspelled on page 8. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Any questions on the warrants? Here he is. No?
No? I'd make a motion. Is a motion is in order?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm
I would
sorry about
approve-
that.
I would move that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Anybody going to second it?
Yeah, it was seconded.
Oh, you did? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye, with the changes to
Yes,
the minutes. Okay.
with those changes.
Okay, now we're ready for public comment.
I'll abstain because I can't approve minutes for a meeting I was not at.
Right,
So,
right.
I'll
You want to separate those out? Is that,
Sure.
We could, but I don't know that.
yeah, we should do that.
Okay. You want to make another motion?
Yeah, let's do this in two. I would move that we approve the minutes as amended for the previous meeting, whatever the date was.
December 13th, and I'll second that.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstentions?
Yeah,
Nays?
right. And now I would move that we approve the warrants and the liquor license.
And I'll second that, when we approve the warrants and liquor license.
What'd you say?
I didn't.
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? Okay.
Good.
Is that the liquor license?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, now it's time for public comment. Item number 4.
And we need to go to that.
You have to go to the mic and introduce yourself, please.
My name's Donald Washam. I'm a resident of Bennington, Vermont. The last time that I was here, I asked that this group of representatives for Bennington put out a sheet that is an agenda of what you're going to discuss tonight. And I came in tonight and I didn't see it. So I'm just wondering, is it something that is not going to happen, or is
No,
it something?
it was supposed to happen. You're
Okay.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
And
you
it
know,
will.
Because it gives a clearer picture. I mean, you're sitting up there and you have all the data and the information, but I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, what are you talking about, you know?
No, it was a great idea. It was a really good idea, and it will happen.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. We're a
Thanks,
little
Don.
out of sync because this meeting is so brief. Yes, Nancy?
Hi, Nancy White, Bennington. I had two different questions, or two different issues. I read in the banner that the Select Board gave a group a $200,000 revolving loan for a nonprofit grocery store, deli, restaurant on Main Street. Did you have a public discussion before you awarded that money?
Yes. No, that was executive session, I do believe.
And we did not, thank you for raising that, because that article was not correct. The Select Board has no authority. We don't control that revolving fund. So it is not we who approved it. I think we approved, how should I put it? I think we were all in agreement that the body that does issue those, which is the town, and who within the town, remind me exactly, Stuart?
It's the Community Development Department. The Community Development Director makes a recommendation to the board, generally in executive session, because these
I can't hear you, Stu. Can you talk into the mic, please?
isn't the mic. I'm sorry. I'm having a good night tonight. There you go. Can you hear me now?
It's tough to hear, but
How about now?
it's okay.
It says it's on. Anyway, it's a community development director that reviews the business plans presented and makes a recommendation to the board in executive session. The board does not vote to accept or deny the recommendation. It is a staff recommendation that if the board does not object, goes forward.
Well, could anybody answer this question then? Will this group be getting either state or federal subsidies or both each year going forward?
Potentially, yes.
Then I think it's very unfair to the small private business owner in Bennington who will be selling some or all of the same products. You know, we're being told to support the small business owner, and now we have a group that has a $200,000 credit card from the town office with no public discussion. I just think it's very unfair. I don't think most small business owners can afford to lose 10 to 20% of their business to a nonprofit with state and federal funding.
Well,
And I'm shocked that the leadership of the BBC isn't here speaking out against this.
Those same business owners could request.
I can't hear you.
Those same business owners could request a loan from the town as well. It's open to everybody.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
That loan program is open to everybody, not just that nonprofit group.
But Dan, the small private business owner isn't going to be getting the state and federal money that this one is.
They may or may not. These people have not received any federal money yet. They may apply for grants, just like everybody else.
Okay.
And Nancy, this money is released upon expenditures. It's not, we haven't given them any money at this point. They have to go out and they have to raise an additional something like $250,000 to $300,000 in order to even start the business. So our money will be released to them as part of their expenditures. So once they are in place and moving forward, they would then look to us to release funds as needed. It's not that we just hand them a check for $200,000, say, go for it.
And it is a loan
And it is a loan, thank you.
that they have to pay back.
But it's a revolving loan, right?
Yes, it comes back to the town and is then available to be loaned out to other entities.
Okay. And the other question I have is the Police Oversight Committee and Community Policing. Do you want to start that in the coming year?
We're hoping, I believe, they're supposed to finish their process at the end of January. Then they have to come up with a formal report that comes to the select board. We get to take a stab at it, make changes, approve, disapprove.
There will be also a public comment period,
Yeah.
like there has been for everything else. So the question, it's a good question. We hope to have it established by the end in 2022? That's a hope, but that's not a guarantee.
And I believe there will be several meetings where public comment will be taken.
But we vote in 2 months. How can we possibly, if we don't even have this information until February, have real discussions about it in less than a month?
We're not under a deadline to vote on the structure of the oversight board by March. There's no time limit.
I thought you wanted to have money to use this for next year. You're not planning on doing this in 2022?
We're planning on, I think we are hoping that the structure and the board will be seated sometime during 2022, yes. But there's no deadline that we have to by a certain
I
date.
thought there was going to be money involved.
There's no money in the proposed budget that the board will be reviewing at the present time.
Right.
Okay. And Bennington residents right now are being denied the right to ask questions at the committee, the Safety and Equity Committee. Why is that?
No, you're not. You're not being denied.
There's public comment at every meeting.
Yes.
We can go in and ask questions?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I thought they said we could go there, but we couldn't ask questions.
No.
You can go there. You can't just ask questions like we do here, like in the middle of the meeting. But there is a public comment time because it is a public meeting.
It's at the end. It's at the last 10 minutes of the meeting
Yes.
is when the public comment period is.
Okay. And I looked at the budget for next year. I can't tell, is the senior center going to be on Pleasant Street or not?
At the present time, it's going to be on Pleasant Street, yes.
Did he say yes or no?
He said
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so they are going to be there next year.
Yes, that's what's budgeted, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. The item number 5 on the agenda?
G.
What? Oh, sorry. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jenny Dewar. I'm the Executive Director of the Better Bennington Corporation, and I wanted to thank the Select Board for your support of the not-for-profit grocery store that is coming to downtown Bennington. We're very, very excited about it. We're fully in support of it. It was one of the #1 things that was asked for in the survey by the town of Bennington. So we're very pleased that that's something that is happening immediately after the presentation a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you, Jenny. Anyone else? Public comment? I didn't mean to rush through that. Okay. Item number 5 is just a brief, it's on here basically so if we had any new thoughts, new information, there would be an opportunity for that. And I think Bruce is willing to just give us any new information that has arisen since we voted.
Sure. I'm going to say it this way. I think in the excitement about the Select Board's not passing a mandate 2 weeks ago, I think a part of the resolution was either neglected or people didn't read the article in the banner regarding the posting requirement, which is a requirement. So let me read that section. But it's in such small print. Holy cow. Posting of requirement. Each establishment is individually responsible to post signage at the entrance and other appropriate locations stating that customers or visitors are strongly encouraged to wear face masks by order of the Bennington Select Board. A standard sign is provided by the town and it's attached to the resolution. I know you can get it. So, after several probably unscientific tours around town, it's clear to me that most businesses who are named in the resolution, and that's really if you are open to the public and providing goods or services, have not complied with this portion of the resolution. But luckily, it's very easy to do. Now, there's one exception. If you are a part of an establishment that wants to require masks before people enter, you of course may do so, but you have to say so. And those folks, I think, generally have, as I've walked up and down Main Street and South and North Street, and some other streets where there are businesses. Otherwise, you must post a sign on your entrance or other appropriate locations that wearing face masks is strongly recommended. Those signs are available from the town and on the website. Thanks. I think this is an easy thing to do. It was reported in the banner. And I think we can get through this together. That's all I wanted to say on that.
Thank you. Okay, we are to item number 6, upcoming agendas. So on page 8, I'm just going to do this mostly for the public. I think we probably know this. Our upcoming agendas are, we have 2 budget meetings scheduled, three budget meetings scheduled. One is January 3rd, which is a Monday night, which is unusual, at 6 p.m. One is January 8th at 8 a.m., and the third one is January 15th at 8 a.m. All of them will be in this room. Let's see, January 10th, we're hoping to get the presentation on the repurposing of Energizer. January 10th, we have a presentation from White and Burke on ARPA, the ARPA funds, and January 24th, we have the audit presentation. And there'll be other things, but those are the highlights so far for the upcoming meetings for the month of January.
Jeannie, we talked about the 3rd, whether we're going to move that to 5 o'clock, is that?
Oh, you're right, yes, I'm sorry, it is 5 o'clock. Thanks, Gary. And that's it for other agendas. Stu, do you have anything?
No, I think you've hit them all.
Hit the highlights? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. We're to number 7. Other business. Bruce?
Just a couple of things. Actually, big things, I think. One, I want to thank the Vermont Department of Health for the distribution of free antigen testing kits. Those are the fast ones. At the Department of Transportation offices on Bowen Road. If you haven't been to Bowen Road, it's just past the high school off of Park Street, or past the Little League fields. It's that first right, if you're coming from the south. They will be distributed again, starting at 8 o'clock until all tests are given out on both Tuesday and Wednesday, the 29th and the 30th of this week. And hopefully thereafter, but that's where the supply is at the moment. You can also schedule PCR tests by contacting svhealthcare.org/COVID-19/testing. These are done in the old SVC gym, but it will be closed this Friday and Saturday for this week only.
It's actually not in the gym. It's up by the mansion.
Oh, they've moved it up
Yeah.
to closer to the mansion?
It's
Okay.
better to make an appointment than just show up.
Yes, make an appointment, and you can do that online. That was number 1. Number 2, I have been asked to make this announcement. We are anticipating the arrival of a handful of Afghan families into Bennington County as a part of a larger project in southern Vermont, settled through the ECDC, which is, I'm going to say what it is because that sounds silly. The Ethiopian Community Development Council, which is the organization that is in contact with the State Department of the United States. And locally, Bennington County Open Arms. If you would like to assist, you can contact them at bcopenarms@gmail.com. What they're really looking for at this point is additional affordable housing near public transportation and volunteers who would like to make a long-term commitment. That might be up to 9 months. These are volunteers to work with the families. So we're anticipating that arrival with of a handful of families. And I, for one, am glad that we will be able to open our arms to this group of people. That's it.
Any other business?
Can I just add to what Bruce has talked about with regard to the antigen tests? I went over on Saturday morning when they were open. Unfortunately, some people were pulling into the Public Works garage and looking for them. On Bowen Road, you really need to go all the way to the sharp turn. You go past the town of Bennington's DPW garage. You go past what was UST, Plasan, and it's right at the sharp turn. You can't miss it once you get there, but I know it's a little confusing.
Yeah. And I'd like to just add a little bit of information to getting the PCR test at Southern Vermont College. I've done it there. I've lost track of how many times. The longest I've waited for a result is 8 hours. That's the longest I've waited.
That's great.
We are so fortunate that the hospital is doing this for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you should not be charged for any of that.
No, there's no charge. There's no charge.
Gene?
Yeah.
I'd just like to say that I was encouraged by being in Price Chopper the other day, and I would say 95 to 99% of the people were wearing masks. And even though they didn't have our little sign on the front door. So I think that that's encouraging, and I think everyone should continue to do that. Stay vigilant, keep your mask on.
Thank you, Gary. Anything else?
I just want to add something about the testing at the hospital. I know when the tests first came out, they were very uncomfortable. If you go out and have them taken there now, you don't feel a thing. Though depending on who's doing it, you can even just swab your nose yourself. It's painless.
Yeah, they don't touch your brain anymore.
No.
If you can see your nose hair, that's about as far as they can go. So
Yeah.
it's painless. Don't feel like it's
No.
going to be like the
Easy
first
peasy.
experience.
It tickles a lot.
Yeah, it does tickle. Okay, I think we are adjourned.
Oh, well, I'll make that
Will you make that
motion.
motion?
I'll second that.
Okay. Everybody in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, everyone, for coming. Happy New
Thank you.
Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.